never stay still. The new birth is alive. So it must be growing. If you're alive in Messiah, you have to be growing. You have to be continuously growing, which is to continually go higher, ascend. Unlike the physical life, it never has to stop growing or it never has to go down. You never have to get old in the Lord. It says in the Bible, it says, what does it say? Though outwardly we are wasting away. Isn't that beautiful? Or the New American Standard. Though our outer man is decaying, inwardly we are being renewed day by day. The outside gets old, we know that. But in the spiritual, it's not like that. We are not to get old in the spirit. We are to keep growing every day of our life until we meet the Lord. If you stop growing in the Lord, you get old. If you stop growing in the physical, you get old. If you stop growing in the Lord, you get old. If you've gotten old in the Lord, if these things are old to you, then you have stopped growing. In the natural, there's little you can do about it. You can exercise, you can eat more vegetables, you can throw more makeup on, but let's face facts, the outer man is going. But in the supernatural, there is everything you can do about it. You are supposed to. For the believer, you are never to stop growing. Always keep growing. In the spiritual, it's a choice you have. In the spirit, nobody ever has to get old. The secret is keep growing. The life of God that we have is compared to a river. Streams of water, abundant, a stream of water, river, living water. If a river stops moving, it's no longer a river. It's either frozen or stagnant, but it's not a river. If it's frozen, it's not a river. If it's stagnant, it's not a river. The only way to stay fresh is to keep moving. Keep flowing. Don't stay the same. And the direction is heavenward, upward, higher ground. Therefore, we must have an attitude that is higher ground, to the higher ground. To live in the Spirit, in Hebrew, Spirit is ruach, wind. Wind has to move. If it stops moving, it's not wind. Turn to 2 Peter. 2 Peter, the beginning. 2 Peter 1 and verse 5. I want to show you something here. 2 Peter 1 and verse 5. Now for this reason, also applying all diligence, in your faith supply goodness. In your goodness, knowledge. In your knowledge, self-control. In your self-control, perseverance. In your perseverance, godliness. In your godliness, brotherly kindness. In your brotherly kindness, love. For if these qualities are yours and are increasing, they render you neither useless nor unfruitful in the true knowledge of our Lord Yeshua, Jesus the Messiah. What is it saying here? Is it saying that if you have love and goodness and perseverance and self-control and all these things, that's good? Is it saying that that will keep you from being ineffective? No. It says if you have these things and if they are increasing. If you possess them but they're not increasing, then which way are you going? If you're not going up, you're going down. He's saying you need to be growing in faith. More faith. You need to have more faith now than you had a year ago. More faith now than you had when you first came to the Lord. You are to be growing in goodness. You're to be more good now than you were a year ago. Growing in the knowledge. Growing in self. You're to be more self-controlled now than you were at your most holy moment. More perseverance now, more of a spirit of yes than you when you first came to the Lord, more committed, more godly, and more loving than when you were just filled with His love. Are you? That is the course the normal believer is to have. That is the course that is to be for all believers. Higher ground is not optional. It is inherent. We may think, well, some believers, they're the real spiritual ones. No. Some believers, well, they're real committed. They're just, they're going on missions. They're doing this. No. We are all called Everyone in the Lord is called. There's no excuse. It is inherent to life in Messiah. The nature of it must grow. The nature of love must grow. The nature of light must spread, or it's not light. It is inherent.